Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Yeah. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Follow us through the hypogeum to the Coliseum. I'm talking Machiavellian tactics mixed with Panther pride. The ghost of a fiend walking right by my side. It's the Theosophia, the concrete spiritual warfare. Plotting on the liberation while the system just stare. Pac saw the maze, saw the traps in the code. Told us thug life was the acronym to help us explode. Out the poverty cycle, out the mental cage. Redefining the criminal onto revolutionary stage. He wasn't just rapping, he was building the front. Uniting the Crips and the Bloods on the hunt. For a peace treaty signed in the blood of the block. Turning the hood to a nation steady ticking the clock. From the hypogeum, that's the cell of the deep. Where the secrets of the struggle and the answer to sleep. To the Coliseum floor where they want us to bleed. But we switching the script, playing a different exceed. It's socialistic visions through a gold rim lens. Trying to feed the whole tribe, not just counting the ends. Class war in the lyrics, soul searching in the bars. NGA, I navigating by the Tupacian stars. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Follow us through the hypogeum to the Coliseum. Yeah! It's the study of God through the eyes of the oppressed. Theosophy in the gutter, unity of death. Follow the light through the underground. We going from the pits to the stage. NGA. Yeah. Yeah.
No, no, no. Whatever in darkness will come to light. Only time will tell. When you ally only with truth. Ooh, yeah. Only then will you see the light. Can't conceal the no, no, no. No, no, no. Whatever in darkness will come to light. Only time will tell. When you ally only with truth, yeah. Show me pain will see a light. You say a wicked man runs when no one pursues. Reap what you sow, pay your dues. Don't be gonna play with fools. Gotta be ahead of curve like a compass tool. Self-evaluate, are you narcissistic and pompous too? Know that self mean you got a lot to do. Truth the only ally that should be blinding you. The truth blinding if it ain't shining in you. Pressure foam diamonds from suit. Only then will you see the light. Can't conceal the truth. No, no, no. Whatever in darkness will come to light. Can't conceal the truth. Never see the light. I probably wanna be still light. When you ally only with you.
I see your true colors shining through. Better believe them when they show you who they is. Show you who they is. You can bet a bag on it. I see your true colors shining through. That blood in the chalice, wine in the salad, never minding in battle. I see your true colors shining through. Better believe them when they show you who they is. Show you who they is. You can bet a bag on it. I see see your true colors shining through. That blood in the chalice, wine in the salad, never mind in the valid. We could take a ride if you wildin'. It's crazy how invalid. Trying to insert a challenge, fucking with me, foster imbalance. I see your true colors, change your face, elite and talent. Blunt force trauma, see stars like you play for Dallas. Keep the power tools on deck, I'm making pallets. They think the bar tight till you tap it with the malice. Steve Irwin, this back check. Keep a falcon and a talent. I spit hot shit Van Allen. You about bitch fool, that's a mule and a stallion. Try to turn me into Henny, that's penny for a drag. I see your true colors, I see your true colors shining through. You better believe them when they show you who they is, show you who they is. You can bet a bag on it. I see your true colors shining through. That blood in the chalice, wine in the salad, never mind and invalid. I see your true colors shining through. Better believe them when they show you who they is, show you who they is. We can bet a bag on it. I see your true colors shining through. That blood in the chalice, wine in the salad, never mind and invalid. We can take a ride if you wildin', it's blood over wine.
Blood stains wings, fighting demons and devices. I got blood-stained wings. Had to liberate my soul, so I rolled up the green. Lord is my witness. I got blood-stained wings. Put a medal in the foe. Put your medal with a hoe. In the ghetto, we're a hoe. They jello on the low, put the homie in the ground. Demons on the prowl, demons in the crowd. Green got me leaning on a cloud. Never falling, it's a controlled dive. If it's no luck and it's no cries, left in the mud of blow ties. Wings, blood soap, ready, fly steady, I rise. Trying to stay righteous with blood stains wings. Fighting demons and devices. I got blood-stained wings. Had to liberate my soul, so roll up the green. My avatar, battle scar, pull up with beef, it's a cattle car. Seeing red, I'm an El Salvadorian matador. Blood soul metaphor, red dots on your shirt is Connect 4. C2D and make it the next floor. To address floor, make sure you well dress your best for. Your chest torn, but blessed sore. Noggin nice, crest warm, till you rest on it in the tectonics. Lord is my witness. I got blood-stained wings, blood-stained wings. Lord is my witness. I got blood-stained wings.
Have guns. Your right would have the Second Amendment. Houston 1833, quote, the right of the citizens to pack their arms has justly been considered the palladium of since it offers a strong moral check against the usurpation and arbitrary power of rulers.
I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to offend nobody.
By nature, throughout creation, self-preservation a must. They weaponize legislation against us. Who can you trust? You living for the love of the lust. Is it greed or gluttony filling your gut? Or worse, when that pole in your palm and you start feeling your nuts. Peter Pan syndrome got them acting all tough until they wearing them cuffs. Fuck you toting hammers for if you ain't putting that work. Accident killers, now you think you a murk. In this game, we expect the worst, shoot first. Bearing arms like we ain't got on no shirt. Niggas think they man cause they hold heat. As a nigga is gold, they keep cold feet. Be a better man, provide and protect. Emotions in check, throw up gang, it's a sign of respect. Get money and line up some checks.
I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to offend nobody. I got guns to defend myself.
Yo, what's up? Hey, Matu, if you're trying to get up, it say your device is not connected. You haven't given StreamYard permission to use your microphone and camera. That's why it's I can't bring you up here. You got to give it permission to use your mic and your camera. It should be an option to let you know, like ask you, like if you want to use a camera or a mic or something like that. Might have to go out and come back in, and like it might be one of the options when you first pop up or something like that. Sorry for the technical difficulty, folks. We're gonna get brother two up here because I really want him to come up here and deliberate some of this information because he's a storehouse of information when it comes to this when it comes to Black history. And I want to bring up some of this stuff, which is Jackson's legacy, treason and human rights. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about some of the bullshit that he did, which crippled us as a people. And so you can see it, and you know what the face of that looks like, what that actually looks like. You know what I'm saying? Matu, your camera and your mic is still not selected. You won't let me you up until you do click yes on the mic and the camera. And so as soon as God get his drink right, I'm gonna jump into it though. It say this the blueprint for insurrection and treasonous argument, right? While Jackson famously threatened to hang those who supported nullification in South Carolina, his critics argue. Hold on, you know what? Okay, yeah. So, okay, so I don't even want to go off into the Indian Removal Act because that's a whole nother thing. So I'm not even concerned with the Indian Removal Act because that was on them for conceding and bowing out. They want to be punch and run. That's on them. Maroons, Africans, we ain't running. We run to the shit. Warrior culture, real warrior culture. So let's get it. Says the hey Matu, I can't bring you up until you give your mic and your cam permission. Go out and come back in. It say Maroons have argued that they already proved the ability to maintain the state by creating societies like the Great Dismal Swamps, settlements, and or the Black Seminole alliances they established. Successful military resistance against colonial and U.S. forces. We had independent trade networks for agricultural goods and law and social structure that was independent of the U.S. Constitution. So again, I know a lot of times people like to try to make it seem like our people are unruly, that we can't control or rule ourselves, but history says otherwise. Maroons or African Americans, which I call African Americans, Maroons or Americans, Maroons, African Americans, Blacks, all of those names are synonymous. They all are alluding to the same people. Although Black is a political status, it's not actually an ethnic thing, it's a political status. So, but when you talk about the actual people, we are Maroons, we are Americans, which are descendants of Africans who were enslaved and fought back for resistance in the United States. So when you talk about our ancestors, don't forget to add on the resistance part, right? Don't just say, oh, they were slaves. They were slaves. No, we wasn't just slaves. We was resistance, freedom fighters, militias. We had military structure. It wasn't just a ragtag bag of slaves with dirty clothes on and chains and shit running from master. So what we're talking about is a land allotment. It's not a gift, but a formal treaty recognition of territory that Maroons already defended with their blood. Okay, so like this is the main premise of what we're talking about as far as what we have done, our ancestors have done, or the blood debt that's owed because of our blood debt that's owed, right? The unpaid labor and back argument, right? From the perspectives of the freedmen, the United States built its empire infrastructure specifically on the wealth of Andrew Jackson's protected stolen labor. If the U.S. used labor for millions to acquire the public domain, land taken from Louisiana Purchase and Indian removal, then a portion of land a portion of that land legally belongs to the laborers. Land is the only asset that compensates for generations of zero wage labor without land. Freedom is a hollow concept that keeps the formerly enslaved in a state of economic peonage. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we could dig deeper off into like what that means and the implications of what a state of economic peonage really means. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I had this argument in my debate with Joshua, you know what I'm saying, as far as us being in a welfare state, and that welfare state that they talking about is this economic peonage where you don't own anything and you just basically renting and paying for your life the entire duration. So it says human rights, the right to self-determination. Under modern and historical human rights frameworks, a group that has been subject to systemic social death, slavery, that's what social death is, slavery, has the right to reconstitution, right? So we have been subject to systematic death, right? And which means we had a right to reconstitution. And this is any human rights argument, right? It says, given that the U.S. failed to protect black citizens from Confederate insurgents and domestic terrorists like the KKK, the Maroon perspective argues that a separate political body and land base is biological and social necessity for survival. Just as indigenous nations hold lands to preserve their culture, African Americans or Maroons require the land base to practice the specific traditions, languages like Gula, and governance style without interference. Again, contiguous lands, likely the Black Belt, Florida, to be held in permanent trust. The right to engage in international trade, maintaining a local militia for defense. Right? This is sovereign rights. We ought to have the right to defend our damn self. Without your damn help, we ought to be able, and with or without your help, we should be able to defend ourselves how we see fit for our people, right? Because that's what all this is about. That's what all this is about. The abolitionist reparation, funding to build infrastructure, roads, hospitals, and roads, schools, and hospitals as back pay for 250 years of labor. Let's see, we got knocking on the door. Use your camera and your mic. It's not you're not giving it permission to use your camera and your mic. It's in your settings or something. Or maybe you're telling it not to use your mic. You gotta let it use your mic. And once you come up, you can turn your mic off. You can turn your cam off. Let me see if you gotta enable your mic and your camera, Matu. Enable your camera and your mic. You gotta enable your camera and your mic, Batu. Yeah, I can't bring you up if your mic and your camera not on. You gotta enable your camera mic. Like when you click on it, you click the first option to connect to Google Chrome or whatever. When you click on it, it should the first thing that it'll prompt it ought to tell you, like, hey, this want to use your camera. Can you they want permission to use your camera and your mic. That would be like the first thing it asks you. And you gotta hit yes to it. Or go in your settings and or something like that. It's something in your settings where your mic and your camera not talking to StreamYard. So it says the secession of the Jacksonian law. It says a formal rejection of any laws or treasonous precedents set by Jackson that prioritize white expansion over black indigenous life. So this is one of the main focuses that we want to go on. All of these are main focuses, but this one down here, the formal rejection of any laws or treasonous precedents set by Jackson or anybody who came behind him and did anything of the sort similar, needs to be rejected and revoked. If we gonna remain in this country, on this land, like we need to like draw some lines in the sand and get some type of understanding. Because we to keep it real, people, and we ain't for the bullshit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we need to sit down and actually have this conversation without the emotion. The argument against Jackson is fiscal. Jackson's white republic ideology was the primary obstacle to this vision. By forcefully removing the 5 civilized tribes, he ensured that the frontier was reserved exclusively for white slave owners. It's effectively committing a double crime. He stole the land from the indigenous people. He used stolen black labor to clear it. Then he refused to allow black or indigenous people any legal title to the results. Jackson's actions were acts of high treason against the universal rights of man, and his land patents should be voided to make room for the original laborers of their soil. By acknowledging the vast territory, the Maroon political body isn't just asking for a small patch of land. They're claiming recognition for the historical geopolitical reality that Andrew Jackson and his government tried to erase through war and expansion. The Maroon Crescent. Now this is what we trying to talk about: the continental state, the Maroon Crescent, right? The Maroon Crescent. The argument poses that a black state existed in practice long before it was recognized in law. This territory was formed by the continuous arc of freedom, the Mexican sanctuary. Following Mexico's abolition of slavery in 1829, the northern Mexican states became a southern terminus for the Underground Railroad. Groups like the Mesquite, or the Black Seminoles established self-governing communities in Chihuahua, Mexico, creating a sovereign southern anchor. So this right here, we're gonna get into this. We'll get into this further too, because that's some interesting development right there. We're gonna bring this up. Hold up. We're gonna pop that on over there, and we're gonna deal with that a little bit later. It says The Florida Bastion. For decades, the Florida territories under Spanish and later disputed rule served as Maroon strongholds. Communities like Angola on the Manatee River and Fort Negro and Prospect Bluff operated as independent city-states with their own forms, British allies, and military defenses. From Louisiana bayous to the Great Dismal Swamps of Virginia, North Carolina, Maroons controlled impenetrable terrain, creating a hidden network of trade and communication that defied U.S. jurisdiction. From the Maroon perspective, Jackson invaded Florida. The first Seminole War was not just an Indian war; it was an unprovoked attack on the sovereign political body. Ah, there you go. What up, bro? Finally got you in here, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Finally got you up, bro. So I don't know if you've been able to keep up. So it says, oh God, it says from the Maroon perspective, Jackson's invasion of Florida, the first Seminole War, was not just an Indian war. It was an unprovoked attack on a sovereign black political body. The destruction of Fort Negro, Jackson's ordered the destruction of the fort, held over 300 Maroons and Choctaw allies. This was an act of international aggression against a free community to protect the property of Southern enslavers. Right? So like this is big. And when we talk about the destruction of Fort Negro, the destruction of Fort Mose or Moses, however you want to pronounce it, when we talk about those things, those are city-state. Those are forming city-states that were starting to grow with our people. We were governing ourselves. We were doing our own things without the United States, and because we were doing that and we was doing well, it posed a national threat to this paranoid delusion. It basically like just set the precedent of how U.S. Deal with African Americans building their own autonomy, and like you see that same culture go over into the U.S. intelligence groups like the CIA, the FBI, when you watch them dismantle and disrupt black nationalist organizations. Because the truth is, if you leave black people alone, if you stop molesting and harassing and oppressing them, they will automatically form their own city state, with or without you. Everywhere we go, we do it. When Americans after they burnt down Washington and they marched and they took Georgia, Chesapeake Bay, and all of those different places. After they did those things, a lot of those people were allotted lands in the Caribbean, in Trinidad, which they are still there today. Their civilization is there still today. They got proud civilization of Americans who are descendants of African Americans. That's right. And you have a group of African Americans who were colonials themselves and colonized parts of Trinidad, and that belongs to part of our whole Maroon culture, what we call it the Maroon Crescent, from Mexico all the way up to southeast United States, is all traditionally part of the Maroon state. So again, what they took from you was statehood. It wasn't just stealing your body. Like, they stole your ancestors' body. They stole your ancestors' body and forced them to work. But then when your ancestors got here, your ancestors kept fighting to be free, to the point where they had their own societies. And once they became free and they start protecting their own lands and they start cultivating the lands, they were free. They were free already. They were no longer slaves. So then when they did this shit and they invaded them and killed those people, they re-enslaved those people back into the black, what you call black population, or the ward of the state status. They put them back in the ward state status, right? And that's what happened. Black people are wards of the state. We're not our own people, which is the reason why we don't have a political body right? We don't have a national recognized political body, internationally recognized political body that governs the affairs of black people internationally. Like right now, when the United States do some shit, we doing it too. You see what I'm saying? When the United States is defending Israel, black people are defending Israel too. And therein lies the problem. I'm saying that there needs to be a fucking line drawn in the sand, a big ass Atlantic trench line in the fucking sand that separates us from them because we don't have the same interests. We don't give a fuck about Israel. Hey, and my hearts and sorrows and sympathies go out to the Palestinians, but we don't give a damn about them either. Because we got our own problems with our own people. We got sorrows and sympathies for you, but we are without power to do anything about that. So we're not even trying to be distracted with that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? We're not even trying to be distracted with foreign issues, because right here we got issues in our own land that we've had for well over 500 years with these people.
Yeah, that's true. Because one of the things, like we've been dealing with ICE since we've been here. No one's talking about the ICE that we've been dealing with. See, the difference between our ICE and theirs is our store with POL, POL.
Right. I was just about to go there, bro. Like, you hit it right on the head.
That's, because really, even when you look at the word, because a lot of people don't even know where it comes from. Because they was known as policy overseers. Policy overseer became police officer. You hear what I'm saying? Policy overseer is police officer. All they did was just morphed it into what it is like. How they morphed it into anything else? It's the same game, new name. Because the same year that we were so-called free, 1865, two things was born in 1865 after we so-called got free. That's the prison industrial complex and the Klan was born the same year of 1865. Yep. So from 1865, people don't know that there was a civil rights bill that was passed in the 1800s. They didn't actually legalize it until the 1960s. So that means it wasn't worth the paper that they printed on in the 1800s. But but like when you talk about with the Maroons, many people don't know about another revolutionary Maroon that did not get killed, that fought and died a free man. The brother's name was John Horse. He put work in, but he died a free man. And another thing a lot of people don't know is the second president of Mexico was a black man. But I mean, people know about it was a phenomenon, because really the Maroons come from West Africa. Because the same tradition that they brought over here, you can still see it in the Khan tribe of West Africa and what we now call modern day Ghana. But it was a strong sister. She was a warrior on the continent before they brought us over here. Her name was Queen Mother Nana. You ever heard of her?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard
during the Jamaican Revolution. Yeah, Queen Mother Nana. Her face is still on the money in Jamaica. Queen Mother Nana, and there was many stories about the sister. Phenomenal woman that they just try to brush it off as something that didn't happen, but that sister put in work. Right. Just like with John Horse, with the Trail of Tears, black people was on that. They want to make it seem like, they love to just white us out of the history, but we put that work in. Dr. John Henry Clark said the only difference between the Haitians and the Jamaicans and us here in the hills of North America is that they was fresh off the boat. They was snatching warriors straight off the continent. They didn't care what you was doing. That's where the birth of the Pan-Africanism movement coming in, because we wasn't a monolith then. We're not a monolith now. So we had wars amongst each other. But what happened was the Europeans came with a whole different mindset, because our concept of your word was your bond was with us. You got a people who don't believe in none of that. We never met a people who would enslave the host and rape the woman that cooked the meal and lie about it. And they still do that today. That's why we have to understand.
Then ravaged the daughter.
And ravaged the daughter and kidnapped the son. Because it's like one of the stories was like, for an example, with Mansa Musa. One of the stories was when he was traveling, he had this gold scepter that he always carried with him. He stuck it in the ground as he was traveling. He he didn't come back until 5 years later, and it was standing. It was still right there because we knew that if it ain't yours, don't touch it. Now you got a group of people who, if you don't see them do it, we didn't have this concept that the Europeans have put on us. See, what they like to do is try to justify what they do and say, "Oh, you did it too." Oh, there was slavery in Africa. That wasn't. There wasn't. There is no African country that was built off the um, slavery. That didn't happen. There was no slave-based economy nowhere in Africa. But that's just to justify the stuff that they do. Indentured servitude is not slavery. You still there?
Oh yeah. I was letting you cook.
Okay. My bad. Yeah, but we know how we rock. But yeah, the Maroons and that. See, what happened with Fort Negro is that when they was fighting, because Andrew Jackson was losing, he was getting that they were getting a butt whoop. But what happened was they were able to use their cannon to shoot. They cannon had the chance to get to the ammunition that they had. That's what blew it up. If it wasn't for that, they would have lost that. Hello? Hello? Jack Rod, you there? Jack Rod. Hello? Jack Rod. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I didn't say that. But yeah, that is because they was able to hit the
sometimes my internet be fluctuating.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, but Andrew Jackson that was getting ready to lose. What they did was they ended up hitting the ammunition at Fort Negro. That's what blew it up. That's what made them lose. If they wasn't able to hit that place where they had the ammunition at, they would have lost that war. Just like when they lost the Haitian Revolution, the Jamaican Revolution. People don't know that even to the modern day, people don't know that America lost the Vietnam War. They don't talk about that.
The revolution, the Civil War.
Yeah, your internet went away. Well, I started cooking and your internet started. I'm like, what's going on?
Man, like it be doing that shit sometimes. Man. So
like, what in the world is going on here? Yeah, but it was the Maroons. Because the only thing with the Maroons is that people don't know these were warriors on the continent. And all they did was just took an army and brought them over here. It wasn't really. I'm not shitting on our ancestors, but the fact that these Europeans didn't care what they was doing, they just snatch you up, whether you was a king, prince, they didn't care what your title was. That's why when over here in America, that's where the birth of Pan-Africanism, because even though we had our differences, we realized like, whoa, we got a common enemy. We need to come together. That's why that came into existence over here in America. All the divisiveness that we had, which is natural, every nation has. Because don't nobody talk about with Hitler. Because I was getting ready to make a post recently. If King Leopold and Hitler would have met each other, they would have been friends.
You said they would have been friends?
They would have been friends. Because what Leopold did to Africans in the Congo is what Hitler is 10 times worse than what Hitler did to the so-called Jews.
Allegedly did to the Jews.
Well, you said it.
We don't know if that shit was real or not.
Well, hey, I'm gonna leave that alone. They ain't gonna take my Facebook page.
Hey, look.
You know what's interesting? I had said something about Queen Elizabeth after she died. And once I forgot, I don't know what it is. I think what I did was there was this picture. She had the whole outfit on, and the whole outfit was like an arrogant way of smacking people of the world in the face because everything she had on, this piece of the garment came from Colombia, this diamond came from South Africa. She had a whole bunch of shit on, basically looking like a pirate. And all I did was point it out. They removed all of my content, took down my whole Facebook page just because I said something about it. I didn't make the picture.
Hey, yeah, they just don't like your ass.
Yeah. I'm like, look, my thing is, I ain't because really, what? Say it again.
I said they just don't like you. I say because we post up all type of detrimental shit.
I mean, I know worse shit. I know worse, but that was doing. It is what it is. But yeah, King Leopold and Hitler, they would have been friends if they would have met each other. It was the same hunky. Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, if you think the white man of today is different from the white man of 500 years ago, you lost your mind.
No, and that's basically what we're getting at with this is that Andrew Jackson basically kicked that bullshit off. Without his contribution, there may not have ever been a damn Civil War.
That's true.
Like slavery wasn't what people always drawn it up to be. Like a lot of times in the South, a lot of those niggas down in the South had autonomy to do what the fuck they wanted to do.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? In fact, the slavery in the North was traditionally way harder and harsher than slavery in the South. And I mean, and not to mention, you got to think a lot of times those Maroon communities were sometimes right outside of the plantations.
Yeah,
like
see, the reason why it was
some of them
so
was hiding, but a lot of them wasn't.
The reason why it was so harsh on us there is because there was more of us than them, so the paranoia was there. Even when you look at the brother who escaped, he was a Maroon as well. That escaped and came up north and founded Chicago. John Baptiste Porter.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying he came from Haiti, which came from the Maroon. He founded Chicago. How many people know? He was a sister that founded Brooklyn, Illinois. That was the first black incorporated city in America.
You keep on bringing out nuances, bro. You keep bringing out nuances.
I mean, you talk about
all about John Baptiste.
But this conversation ain't just me and you. This people that's listening. People have never knew it. Probably never knew it was a sister that founded Brooklyn, Illinois. They probably didn't know about John Baptiste Pontius. They got a school in Chicago by him. I mean, there's a statue in the brother's name. The founder of Chicago was a brother from Haiti. They thought he was a spy when he got there. Put him through hell, but he was the first citizen of Chicago.
Damn. Yeah, and, actually, if you go do some study, you'll find out that the Native Americans always make jokes at the white man that the first person they ever saw in Chicago was a black man.
Right.
It's an ongoing joke in their community.
Right. Right. But we got to look at our contribution. You know what I'm saying? We've done phenomenal things. And Mount Bayou was founded by enslaved black people that got their freedom and made an all-black city. And was it Mississippi? Yeah, it was Mississippi. Mount Bayou. And it was a black city founded in Florida. We had a whole bunch of black Wall Streets.
Yeah, and I found that out too in some of my studies. We always hear about Black Wall Street, Greenwood, and stuff like that, but that's the only ones we hear about. But from what I'm hearing, it was a lot of them.
It was a lot. It was a sister.
It was a lot of different Black Wall Street.
It was a black woman who got rich in Florida and founded some places in Florida. Her name was Biddy Mason. There's a whole street named after her. Even I just posted up a thing. It was a brother. I think it was Mobile, Alabama. This brother got so rich. He got so rich. He was buying up so much land, so much property. They had to make a law to stop him.
Damn.
In Mobile, Alabama. And there's a city also called Oscarville in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called Oscarville. They end up making it into a lake. Now it's called Lake Leary. Or people go swimming and partying or whatever. But under that lake was a black city called Oscarville, founded by black people.
Shit, low key, it's a whole bunch of black cities underwater.
Not only underwater, a lot of these cities where you see the highways that intersect, right under there was a black city. They did that on purpose.
A lot of
them, they don't know the claim the domain. Like, not a lot of people know that Central Park was a black community called Seneca Village.
Yep.
They called it a shanty town. Even without Brother Booker T. Washington, when he had Tuskegee Institute, they hated the fact that when he ended up getting that institute, he was actually helping people who was runaways to come in and hide up in Tuskegee.
Mm-hmm.
They wiped the history of runaways were coming right there to Tuskegee. I mean, he wrote a book about it, Up from Slavery. That inspired Barbie to come here to America.
Once you run away from slavery, I want to point this out. Once you run away from slavery, you instantly a Maroon. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is you to resist, and you become Maroon. You become one of us.
Right, and they had a misdiagnosis, and they psychologists. It was called. They had two diagnoses for black people. One of them was called drapetomania, and the other one was called diathesis ethiopica. Look at that, diathesis ethiopica. Yeah, diathesis ethiopica is basically if you being insubordinate, if you said something that they didn't want you to say. But the solution to that was to beat the hell out of you. And drapetomania, in that you want to run away, they would just cut your foot off. So that's why a lot of black people don't want to go to the psychologist, because you misdiagnose it. Just like when you look at the word therapist is nothing but the rapist. If you break it down,
the rapist.
The rapist. But we don't even know that when you look at the word psychology, the word psychology came from ancient Kemet. Psyche means spirit. Ology is a study of. So a white psychologist can never heal black people, African people, is because he's looking at your mentality and not your spirituality. Because in white psychology is the study of the mind. But in African psychology, it means the study of the spirit. He don't know spirit. That's why our ancestors in Medunetta, we call them Mesu Beta Set. That means children of the incompetent rebel. Mesu Beta Set. Children of the incompetent rebel. So we got to understand how this thing works. And, we just met these people. But I agree with you 100%. Once you became a runaway, they looked at you as a Maroon. They call you a Maroon. That's why, like there's a Cuban there's a Cuban dish that they eat there. It's called Moros y Cristianos. There's a dish in Cuba. It's called Moros y Cristianos. And when you break that down, what it means is Moors and Christians. Moros y Cristianos. And what's interesting about this Cuban dish is black beans and white rice.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's called Moors y Cristianos. Black beans and white rice. So the stuff is there. It's just we don't know what we're looking at. The best way to hide something is to put it in front of you. We don't know that when we go to a Baptist church. We don't know that when you go to a Baptist church, you really seeing a voodoo ceremony. That all they did was took the Orishas and turned them into Catholic deities. Other than saying Ogun, you saying Saint Nick. They just switched the names up. They codified it.
Them original Maroons, like what I found out is the original Maroons and Americans did have a Southern Baptist religion, but it was mixed up with Ifa, and they were worshiping Shango and Ogun. They was actually worshiping Shango Ogun in place of Jesus.
Right.
And
So
I
what we
keep
was
trying
doing,
to tell people like, y'all.
see, we didn't take this. We was accepting it for survival, and now we forgot the roots of it. That's just like when we was doing our which actually came from the Congo. They still do it in the Congo. It's called capoeira. So a lot of people say capoeira started in Brazil. No, it was brought to Brazil. So what Africans would do, we practicing how to fight, but we would code it as though it looked like a dance. So Europeans didn't seem too hostile when they were seeing black people dancing, but you don't know that you just saw a team of people practicing how to fight because capoeira is actually designed to kick a person's head off. If you look at the practice of capoeira, it's designed get your head. That's why during the Haitian Revolution, they practiced it, and they came up with a word. The word was Kupatek Bulika. Kupatek Bulika. And what that means is cut their heads off and burn their houses to the ground. Kupatek Bulika. Even when I did etymology of the word Assalamu alaikum. So you got the Africans, the Moors, and the Arabs. So the Arabs need to be able to talk to them without having to fight. Because the Arab was holding Islam, even though it started by a brother named Bilal. So the word Assalamu alaikum, the original meaning, it means peace now. It's still meaning at the time, but what it really meant at the beginning was, I'm not here to kill you, I just want to talk to you. Right? So they need to be able to talk to the African. I'm not here to kill you, I just want to talk.
It was the first. It was the first. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you something. Right. It was the first.
Right. Assalamu alaikum. I'm not here to. So by us knowing that, whenever you encounter people like that, all you gotta do is say Assalamu alaikum. They think it means peace be upon you. Now that just means I'm not here to kill you today. We'll fight tomorrow, but right now I just want to talk. Assalamu alaikum.
Right.
So wa alaikum assalam. You're like, okay, all right, I ain't gonna fight you today because what happened was because we knew, just like our concept of ma'at. Ma'at is practiced amongst your own people. You don't do that amongst strangers. But we've been so hospitable to strangers and hostile to each other. You practice ma'at amongst your own people. You don't practice that with other people. The only rule of warfare is to win. No matter how you win, because the victor tells the story. You still there? I knew.
My man, it be going in and out, bro.
I hope it ain't me. But I'm gonna let you cook. I know you was doing your presentation. My bad.
And you know the NSA out here, so that you.
Okay, I mean you can finish doing your presentation. My bad. I just like to talk. So go ahead. I know you was doing your thing.
I brought you up so we can do just that. Because the illegal annexation forced Florida territory into the United States. Florida belonged to niggas. It had always belonged to niggas because we took it from the Spanish.
Not only did we take it from the Spanish, the reason why they even because we was talking in the green room before we got on the phone, is that they made Florida to as a buffer to keep people from coming to Georgia. So even during the Underground Railroad, they was trying to get to Florida. They wasn't going up north. They was trying to go to Florida.
That's bro. You hit the nail right on the head because that was part of my debate with Lucifer Joshua, right? Is that traditionally they tell you that we was escaping going up north for freedom. I'm like, no, for generations, if not centuries, nigga, they were running to Florida. They were running
That's
down south, nigga. They was not running up north. They just told you that shit in reverse to keep your mind away from your ancestral lands, which is the Bible Belt. It's the Bible Belt. That southeast block, that shit belongs to niggas. It always has belonged to niggas. We always outnumbered the cracker there. Always. We ain't never not outnumbered them there. If it wasn't niggas, it was niggas and Native Americans, and to the Native Americans, which was our allies, decided to backstab us and fucking abandon us. Just like Britain abandoned us. We allied with you. We fought with you. We fought your wars. We did the dirty work, and then you abandoned us because you didn't want a second Haitian revolution on the mainland. And that's the reason.
This is no different than when the Arabs came with us. You know, the Arabs, because the Romans at the time was dominating. So the Arabs was like, "Hey, you come to me with Islam, we can help you remove these people off your back." The Africans said, "Okay, cool," which they did do. But when they got the Romans off their back, the Arabs replaced them on their back. That's why our brother Dr. Clark said, the only thing that we owe the world is the ass whooping. Everybody that we made alliances with turned on us.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's all I'm screaming is like, treaty after treaty y'all broke. Every alliance we had, all of our allies turned on us, backstabbed us. The only motherfuckers who didn't backstab us and turn on us completely was the Seminoles. It was the Seminole tribes. They're the only ones who stayed 10 toes down. Now, I know people are like, oh, well, they were no, that's not what they were doing. That's not what the Seminoles were doing. They were actively engaging in slavery for totally different reasons, because they were buying slaves and freeing the motherfuckers. The Seminoles were freeing slaves. They had
the reason why, because the Seminoles wasn't their own people. Seminoles when they own people, there was a mixture of Africans and
I know. That's what I'm saying. It was a mixture of blacks and Native Americans, and this is traditionally what that whole maroon thing looked like. So I don't want to make it seem like it's just a total African thing, because it is a Native American component to it. So you know what I'm saying? There are black Indians. You see.
Right. That's true.
See what I'm saying? Mainly the black part. I'm focused on the black part that deals with the descendants of Africans, and the Indian shit is just a byproduct. Right. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's a byproduct, because they left. You left. You left. We still there. We never left. Y'all dumbass agreed. You let the mulattoes sign them treaties for y'all, and y'all left y'all land. Y'all seceded. Y'all gave up. We didn't give up. We still here, and we're still fighting.
Yeah, that's like what's going on.
So I don't give a fuck if the Native Americans ever get a piece of land back, because you gave it up. You signed those treaties, and you and your people in great hordes packed up and left. Now, why would you leave if that's just traditionally your shit? Why would you leave? Why wouldn't you die with it? That's what African Americans did. That's what the descendants of Maroons did. We still there to this day. Right now, all over the southeast.
I love for us to have a conversation about the Geechee Gullah War.
The Maroons, that's the same people.
Same people. Right? And matter of fact, and I like what you just said, they still right there.
They still there. They still, we didn't leave. The fake ones left. The fake ones packed the fuck up and left. And they went into Oklahoma, Kansas City, all them other places. Right. They left. Mm-hmm. The real niggas stayed. The real people, the real owners of the land, the real people who was cultivating the land, tilling the land, that was bleeding in the soil, they stayed. And they're still there. And you can find our ancestors' bones all over that motherfucker.
Yeah, see, these Indo-Europeans, we got to understand that once you surrender, there's a punishment for that. They're not going to let you. You ever heard of the Devil's Punch Bowl? Once you leave, they start a lot
of people. You ain't never lied, bro.
It's called the Devil's Punch Bowl. When you look at that history, man, you like, these are people who surrendered. You never, like you say, I might as well down the land, because leaving it's going to be worse. They don't just let you
Yep.
leave and then just let you amalgamate yourself into society. Nah, there's a price for that. Because first off, when you leave, they know who you are. They know what you can do. Because they come after lineages.
Yeah, and that's why we adamant about this. Is like the first of all, reparation is the only political tool you got. That's the only tool you got in your toolbox. And you niggas, every year you forget that it's in your toolbox. I don't know why you niggas is listening to any motherfucking politician who ain't reparation first.
That's right.
What's wrong with you?
That's true.
What's wrong with you? Nigga, can't no fucking politician ever get my goddamn vote unless they are reparations first. Right. Until that, nigga, all y'all is just a bunch of stool pigeons. I don't give a fuck if they black, yellow, red, pink, polka dot. If you ain't talking reparations for niggas, you on that. You on the same agenda that the white man on.
Yeah, that's
you on the same time, and that's the only. I'm not trying to hear nothing else. Look,
that's why in the 1970s,
you want to get niggas' ears talk reparations, cut that check.
Yeah, in the 1970s, they had what's known as the Kerner Commission. They were trying to see what we're gonna do with black folk, and there was this hunky by the name of Senator Moynihan. He passed what's known as the benign neglect law. So benign neglect is we're not because they realized they was promising black people stuff and they wasn't giving us anything. So benign neglect is we're not even gonna mention y'all. We're just gonna say we're gonna give stuff for the urban community. We're gonna give for the disenfranchised. Never nothing specifically for you. So when these politicians talking about we gonna help the people of color, they ain't black people. We're gonna help the disenfranchised. They ain't black people. But yet when there was some stuff going on with the Asians, you quick to do a Asian crime bill. That's specific. But when it comes to us, oh no, we're gonna do stuff for the urban community. What's the urban community?
Right. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. As far as immigration and the migrants are concerned, my thing is this. I'm with Trump. Close the borders, kick all they motherfucking ass out until you pay niggas they reparations. Until you pay niggas reparations, should nobody be allowed in this motherfucker. Nobody. Until you.
Yeah, but my statement to them is this: welcome to the back of the bus. Because when it was us getting our ass kicked in water holes and beaten, raped, and tortured, as long as they gave you your honorary white card, you was fine with it.
Yeah.
But welcome to the back of the bus. I ain't saying I'm being insensitive, but it's like.
And let ICE do their job. And look, I love my black brothers and sisters in Africa, but if you bring your ass over here and you ain't fucking with us, you just like them.
Well,
you just like them.
See, this is the thing where Europeans understood, because before the 1960s, all the brothers and sisters that was coming from the continent around the world, they was riding with us. 100% from Kwame Ture, our brother Stokely Carmichael, from Garvey, many others. They came, but what they do now is they let the ones, the coons of the continent come over here. Those that rebel rousers, now they gonna let you because they know who you. They don't want us to look at us as a global African people. They still want you to be isolated. That's what occultists do. They want to keep you separated, man, like you the only one around. They know what they're doing. Our sister, Dr. Frances Wilson said,
"Yeah, that's the only way it works."
Dr. Wilson said, "This is a system. This is a perfect system of racism, white supremacy, not a democracy with imperfection." They know what they're doing. We need to get away from this. Forgive them for they know not what they do. They know exactly what they're doing.
Know exactly what they're doing.
When they about to lynch you, they don't say, I don't know how to make this rope. It's made for you when you get there.
You know, I'm just like, and then they continued the same practices on over until when they created the FBI and the CIA, they kept the same practices. So I'm like, how is this not all part of the same conversation?
I just said at the top of the conversation, same game, new name.
Yeah.
Policy overseer became.
I was just arguing that shit. I was just arguing that shit in the back check because they was dogging the shot of NASA, but they was big enough SpaceX, and I'm like, how you know them ain't the same people? They not. I'm like, how do you know, nigga? They just rebranded the other company a different name, nigga, and you think it's a different company? No different.
Yeah,
you put Pepsi and Sprite up here.
Right. It's
They all
no
the same.
different. Like what our brother Kwame Ture fell out with the Panther Party over, because he was one of our original strong Pan Africans. But he said it was power. It was black power. When they start integrating white folks in it, then it became all power to the people. See, all power to the people is the same equivalent of all lives matter.
It's a all lives matter. Like soon as you said it, I was just like, damn, that's some all lives matter shit.
That's the same shit. We went from Black Lives Matter to all lives matter. That ain't nothing but changing black power to all power to the people. Fuck all power to the people. I love our brother Malcolm X said. He said there is no black white solidarity until we got black solidarity.
Yeah.
Until we can come together.
That's what hey, look, motherfucker got mad at me about the immigration shit because I said, look, black people want to help you, but the way our social status is set up is that we have to put together a committee to talk about putting together another committee to possibly talk about helping you. And then once we do that, we have to vote on a board so we could talk about what that would look like. And then once we do that, we could submit that into legislation. Once we submit that in legislation and then we wait for the proper allotted time, then only then can we actually help the immigrants or you white people, because what y'all did was put black people in a position of non-power. We don't have power to help you because you crippled us, remember? So stop asking for our fucking help and assistance because y'all fucking systematically crippled us. So stop asking. We don't have no help for you. All we got is sorrows and sympathies. We have sorrows and sympathies. We all do. All of us black people have sorrows and sympathies for the little soccer mom that got her fucking head blown off and the little white nurse dude that got shot down in the street by police. We all got sorrows and sympathies for their families.
We put you in our thoughts and prayers.
We own God. We think about you all the time. Praying for you.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
What else out there doing something with you? And then what's crazy, a lot of these, especially the Mexicans, how you going to protest against America with the what they do with the Mexican flag? You in America flying, then go back to Mexico.
Take that shit back to Mexico.
You on the highway putting the Mexican flag being anti-America. Go to Mexico. I mean, look, I'm not trying to be sympathetic, but all I'm saying is all we can do is put you in our thoughts and prayers.
That's all we can do, man. Yeah, that's all we can do.
We're not going to risk our lives because the thing is, what's happening to them, it's still happening to us. Nobody saying shit about that.
No,
our genocide never stopped.
And look, this is what we said. Like, listen, we love y'all. Y'all cool, but the way this shit set up is if y'all just stop resisting, right? They wouldn't be beating your ass if you wasn't a criminal, right? Because clearly y'all criminals, or else they wouldn't be coming arresting y'all. So I want to feel sympathetic, but y'all look like criminals on TV.
Well, y'all look like,
and y'all resisting arrest.
Well, I mean, we put you in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Just like during the crack era. When they were arresting black people for nothing, just for having it. All the same thing they said to us, we're gonna say to y'all. Just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no. You got y'all on this down there spitting, y'all down from this fentanyl and this opioid. We ain't got nothing for you. All we gotta do is just say no. Say it so that everybody can hear it. And somebody want to give you fentanyl and opioid.
I mean, obviously they was raised without their fathers. They didn't have mothers and fathers in the home. Why else would they be on drugs?
Right. Just say no.
Yeah, just stay in school, right? Get a good education. You know, it's opportunities out here for you. That's what we got for y'all.
We got to bring the fathers back in y'all home.
Yeah. Stop listening to Bone Quisha.
Y'all missing out on the fathers
of the world.
Right. Y'all have issues. Y'all got to get programs to bring the father back in the family.
Yep. You know, stop being lazy. Stop accepting welfare and government handouts. You know, low income housing. Stop that shit.
Yeah, stop all that. Get to work.
Get to work. Go back to work. Stop being lazy.
Yeah, pull yourself up by the bootstrap.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Mm-hmm. And just say no.
Yeah, just say no. Just say no to drugs, and stop resisting the rest.
Stop resisting the rest.
Make sure you keep your paperwork on you. That's what they did to us. We got to keep paperwork on us.
You got to keep. If you don't, you got to keep it on you. Even if you're walking down the street, you got to have the paperwork.
Got to have the paperwork on you. You know what I'm saying? So just let them people do their jobs. You know, if you're illegal, don't run. Don't run. Y'all getting mad because ICE shooting people who running? That sound familiar. Yeah. Stop running. What you're running for? You must be illegal.
And then you should thank them, because in other countries, if you come in illegal, you go in jail. At least they deport you.
Yeah, that's if they do. That's if they put you in jail. They might just shoot your ass.
Right. Other countries, they don't deport you. You die right there, or you go to jail.
It's that simple. So, and like the argument, I know, like I said, a lot of this shit sound biased, but. First of all, I consider Haitians as being this exact same as African Americans, the exact same. I do not see any division between Haitians and motherfucking African Americans. Those are the same exact people.
I was talking to a brother about this recently. Now, all of this is the Americans, whether you call it North, South, or Central America.
Right.
Okay. Anybody over here in the America of African descent, you're an African American. It don't matter if you're in Brazil. A Brazilian is an African American. A Jamaican is an African American. Because you're in America.
Yep.
Right?
You can't have it both ways.
Bahamas, you are an African in America. You just, because of what they call the United States. These ain't the United States. These are the United. These are not states. These are countries. There's 50 countries.
Countries, right. The states are countries, nations.
Right. So why is it that Africa got to have 50 countries, but yet America got 50 states? Nah, these are 50 countries. Because every country is different.
That's and they all got their own military.
It's not united when the laws in Texas don't apply in Missouri. How you call yourself united when all the states got different laws? Once you get away in Illinois, you don't get away in Missouri.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like with the whole immigration thing, it's like, nigga, you wouldn't even have access to the country if it wasn't for African Americans. In fact, there need to be some type of compensation, right? Since y'all using our intellectual property, there need to be some type of compensation for every $10 you make. We need to be making $1 out of that motherfucker. Go right into the United National Black Treasury.
Yeah, because
that funds our school programs and all that type of shit.
Yeah, they was able to come over here because the rights we fought.
I'm just saying, you only over here because of black people. Black people are the only reason why you're able to be over here, because we fought for civil rights. Nigga, there wasn't no Latino communities in the civil rights movement. If there was, I don't remember them.
As a matter of fact, not only are you here,
I don't remember Asian Americans marching with Martin Luther King, bro.
See, not only are they here because of black people, they over here because of you're not over here because of us. You're here because we're here. Without us, there would be no American dream.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be no point of you being over here.
Because when they come over here to this country, when they set up shop, they don't set up shop in the white community. You come where we at.
Nope.
You owe us.
The
same resources you got that you came and made your liquor, the same liquor store, the same places that you come with your gas station, your liquor store.
We could demand that. We could demand that type of shit, bro. We could demand that if any foreigners are in our motherfucking communities, you have to pay. You have to pay in order to do business here, because first of all, only here because of what black people did in civil rights. You owe us because of that. Then you come park your bitch ass in our motherfucking neighborhoods and sell us all these old ass products for inflated ass fucking prices, and you owe us on that shit. So between the two, we need to come up with a denomination for each one of these foreign companies, foreign businesses that operate in our motherfucking communities. What denominations should they be paying into the infrastructure and the building of black communities? Like, that's what we need to be talking about.
Yeah, I agree.
Nigga, how many gas stations, Indians gas stations, how much money have they pumped into black infrastructure?
Right.
Because that's who they robbing.
Right. Not only are they robbing us, they don't even live where we at. Y'all pay y'all taxes in the Clayton. Y'all don't live where you at. You just set up shop.
And the money that you do make, you don't even invest that shit into the American motherfucking infrastructure. We ain't even talking about the black infrastructure. We're talking about you don't even put that shit into the U.S. infrastructure. You send that money back home. All y'all send that money back home. That's how all them countries getting rich and all that shit, because they ask you letting these motherfuckers go over here and send that money back to their country. Y'all should be fucking with African Americans, because we ain't got no money. We ain't got no country to send that shit to. Nigga, we gonna send that shit right back here. We spending that money right here. We not going all over the goddamn planet doing that shit, nigga. We right here. Nigga, cut that check. Y'all want to see an economic boom, cut the check.
Right.
Now,
because the money is there.
I agree that 80% of the people, they gonna blow that. The 80% of the people gonna blow that. 5%, I believe, are gonna become the new the new upper class, the new black upper class, because they're gonna be the ones investing in creating jobs and all that type of stuff. But the majority of the people are gonna become employees of those people. They're gonna become employees of the people because you know them people are gonna blow that money. And that money will go
right, because the money is there. Like the money that our tax money go to for these schools, whatever the fee is to keep them schools up, your Persian, all your liquor stores, that should be paying. We should go tax exempt. Y'all pay that tax.
Y'all pay it, nigga. Y'all over here on the African Americans ticket. Y'all only over here because of the African Americans. So y'all businesses should be funding African American businesses.
Right. We should be tax exempt, and y'all pay the tax because we weren't giving you the money.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. We need to write it up. Once we write it up, and like I said, I know you ain't for reparations and none of that other motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm for. I'm not. No, I don't speak for.
Well, okay. Well, maybe I'm
not against it. I'm not against it. I just know how this system works. I'm not gonna sit on my hands and hope that they're gonna give it to us, but I'm not against it.
It's kind of like tax money.
Right. My thing
is we should be you, but I'm not banking on it. You know what I'm saying? Because it may or may not be there.
Yeah, because my thing is, even if they don't give us the money, we should just be tax exempt, state, local, and federal. See, even if we just didn't pay the taxes, now we can actually do something. Because if, say, me and an immigrant that's working at a job, we get paid $500 every 2 weeks. He's getting $500. I'm taking home $200 something, $250. So just imagine I can actually take all that home. I can do something with it. If you taxing us for shit that we, now I'm for the money. I'm for it. So I'm with it. I'm just not gonna be like, oh, okay, they're gonna give it to us next year. Nah.
Nope.
We get it. Because like our sister Harriet Tubman, do you think that she was waiting on to see who's gonna be the next president to make things easier for her? I'm not expecting the white man to make it easy.
So
he's the one that made it hard.
We've been playing around with the whole niggas never ignorant getting goals accomplished society, and we was talking about creating a political party over it, and which we still thinking about maybe changing the name because it is a little abrasive to some people, even though we don't really give a fuck because they don't never take niggas seriously anyway. So to me, that's the political advantage that they don't take us serious. So we'll be able to just do shit, and the motherfucker don't even take the shit serious because we niggas.
Right.
Great. That's great. Like being like, y'all think that's a bad thing? No, nigga, they don't take you serious. So, nigga, y'all can amass all this shit over here, and you still think it's a joke? Okay.
Yeah, but
All
that's
right.
the thing. I saw it physically I actually saw it in 2020. So in 2020, I was part of it. They had this program called the PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment, and they was cutting checks. So what was happening is, by me being a graphic designer, it was a lot of people coming to me. They need a logo, they need a flyer, they need a website, because we had upfront money. See these Europeans know that they'll say stuff like, "Oh, all they're gonna do is mess it up." Nah, I've seen a lot of black people getting their shit together. So when Biden got in office, he cut it. As soon as he got in office, January 2021, he cut that money. So the same business that started in 2020 collapsed in 2021 because they didn't have the money. See, if we get the money, all we need is opportunity. So what Europeans are afraid of is the big C word. It's a real big C word they really don't like when it comes to us. And that's the
What's the
word
C word?
competition. They don't want
Oh, okay.
competition with you.
Yeah.
Because if they gave you the same amount of money that they would give Walmart to open up a store, Walmart would close. Because we're going to treat people right. We're going to pay people right. When people was getting the money, I seen so many businesses popping. Hey, it's a couple of them. Food trucks opens up. People was getting their LLC. People was getting their business. I seen it because they was coming to me to do the work. But as soon as 2020 came and Biden got in office, he cut it off immediately. That's the first thing he did. Last check I got from the government was January of 2021. And those same business that started, that already had the LLC, the EIN number, had to close because they didn't have the money. They was expecting, but they know what we gonna do. See, they'll give you they'll give you a student loan with bad credit. They'll give you a car loan with bad credit. They'll give you a house loan with bad credit, but they won't give you that. Or they don't just give you that business loan.
Yeah, because corporations can
competition.
Well, not just that. It's because corporations can act as governments without all the bureaucracy bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And if your corporation get too damn big, nigga, you don't need the government no more. And I'm gonna show you exactly why.
That's just like when you was talking about the how they was doing us when it comes to Maroon. First off, we gotta look at, they segregated us because they thought we couldn't live without them. They integrated us because they saw that we could. See, when the so-called integration happened, it never really happened. They gave you the illusion. See, integration means that now that the white kids, the black school, the white kids,
integration.
Right. See, because what happened is, if it was true integration, that means that the white kids go to the black school. There's the reason why you have a black church and a white church, because they didn't want your ass in the black church, in the white church. There's a reason why they was funding what they call it, the colleges, the black colleges. HBCU. See, the reason why they was funding it is because they didn't want black people to come up north to get those jobs. So when you look at all the HBCUs, they in the South, because they didn't want you to come up north with it. But when black people was coming up north to get those jobs, they was hiring black people as strike breakers, because those jobs with companies people was having strikes. So they were hiring black people as strike breakers, and that's what they end up calling them to come in and kill and destroy us, because we taking their job. How we taking the job when I'm the one hired? You hired me.
I'm gonna introduce this plan, right? And I know you heard this plan from us 1,000 times, right? But this is the first time that we've actually wrote it down where people can see it, and where we can actually talk about it, and then critique it, the iron out the wrinkles,
right,
and find out what we can actually do. So the proposal, let me pull it up real quick. So it says, this proposal outlines the formation of niggas. It's a massive consumer cooperative designed to achieve total economic liberation for its members. By leveraging the collective power of 1 million people, we move from being debt slaves to sovereign owners. The current economic model is designed to keep individuals in a cycle of perpetual subscription. We pay retail prices for essential needs, communication, housing, energy that consume 70% of our income. But niggas disrupts this by aggregating 1 million people into a single financial entity to buy these services at wholesale factory costs and fund them through a massive member-owned endowment. So the first objective is to eliminate the cell phone bill, which is the most universal modern tax. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a 1 million members, and for $40 a month for 2 years, which is 24 months, we're gonna put money into this escrow type account. This is gonna generate us $1 billion vault, which is what we call the war chest. It's gonna create $1 billion war chest for the company. No funds are released in spending until the 1 million member join. So after the 1 million member join, then we'll start collecting money for the 2 years. So there's no money involved until we get 1 million people on board. So the year 3, right? So the Unity Corp is going to purchase 1 million 5G devices directly from the manufacturer, right? So understand that why this works. The only reason why this works is because we're buying 1 million devices at a time. Okay, so when you go buy that device by yourself, you're spending anywhere from $800 to $1,000, $1,500 on that cell phone. When the niggas corporation buy it, we're buying each cell phone for $150. See, it only costs us $150 because of how many we're buying, right? So we're able to buy 1 million people these cell phones without we're only spending $150, which is, you know, when you compare 150 to 1,500, I mean, it's kind of, you know. So the remaining principal, which is the 810 million, is invested in high yield state yield assets at 5-6% return that generates 40 to 48 million annually. It negotiates bulk enterprise contracts with major carriers at $4 a line. So when you pay your regular phone bill, it's anywhere from $40 to $150 a month. When we do it, it's only $4 a line. It's only $4 a line for the corporation. You understand? So now you have a cell phone. You got a cell phone bill that you don't pay. You have a telephone that you can upgrade and whatever and whatnot that you don't have to pay for. You don't have to pay for no insurance. You don't have to pay for none of that shit. As long as you're a member of the company, you get this free device. You get this free cell phone for life as long as you with the company. So it says, corporation survives and grows by not depleting the endowment fund, but through membership dues. So the corporation only collects membership dues. It don't, and it's gonna get into it because the 40 million, we basically doing 40 million a month, which is 480 million a year. And then, you know, we got operations for our staff and stuff like that. And then the incubation funds, come from this. Like after that we got them cell phones, they're $480 million a year, which is access money because the principal money is never touched. The access money that we're making every year, we're turning that stuff into acquired businesses and grocery chains and insurances and logistics, distributions and things like that. Direct dividends, right? 100% of the profits from these businesses, which are grocery chains, insurances, distribution businesses, 100% of those profits are redistributed back to the 1 million members' bank account. So the niggas never profit off of the businesses that it creates. The only people who profit off of the businesses that niggas create is the 1 million members that funded it. These are the only, this corporation is built to only service this 1 million people. It don't give a fuck about no other community outside of it except for this million people. And we're gonna get off into it. It said once the communication bill is eliminated, niggas shift is focused to a housing autonomy. The goal is to move members from high interest mortgage and predatory rent into high tech, low costing, sustainable dwellings. Instead of buying real estate at inflated market prices, niggas use the 480 million annual membership revenue to build its own prefabricated housing factories, shipping container conversions. We utilize the global surplus of shipping containers to create modular, fireproof, disaster-resistant homes. And those disaster-resistant homes can have atmospheric water generators, closed loop waste systems, and vertical gardens already built into them, so that you ain't got to buy none of that stuff. It's already integrated into the system. And that's if you just want to be completely off the grid, like not plugged into the system. Here are some of the type of designs that you can get with those shipping containers. The ideas is there's no limit on like what you can do. You know what I'm saying, as far as building with these containers. It says niggas become national land inquisition engine by snapping up infill lots, vacant lands in existing neighborhoods. You keep people closer to their jobs and family while completely deleting their housing costs. Right? It says niggas does not require massive unity cities. Basically, we don't need whole cities to do this. Instead, we use our capital to perform neighborhood by neighborhood inquisitions. Unity Corp's 1 million members is the boots on the ground. Members identify vacant lots, tax lien properties, or abandoned lands in their own cities. The niggas corps go in, we buy up the lots all outright. They could go from 5,000 to 15,000. Sometimes they even cheaper than that. Like here in St. Louis, you can buy a lot for $1. You can buy a lot for $100. You can buy, you know what I'm saying? Like it just varies depending on where you at in the urban market. It says because container homes are plug and play, we can drop a fully finished unit on a city lot in 48 hours. That's right. These container homes are like Legos. You can put them together, plug and play. They plug right into the existing grid and all of that type of shit. And you ain't got to wait. You don't have to wait months and months and months for a house to be built. It can be done in a matter of hours. Niggas, the zoning is right. It says employees and national legal team to navigate zoning laws to ensure micro units or ADUs, accessory dwelling units compliance, because they got laws on some of this stuff, and our legal team handle all that stuff as far as zoning goes. By avoiding the village overhead, meaning having to rebuild like whole cities, and you know, like we don't have to do that. Like we already good where we at. It says building new roads, sewers, power lines. We hook into the existing city infrastructure. Helio piers, which are screws in the ground, creating instead of expensive concrete slabs. So when they create these houses, they used to just put down like these concrete slabs and then put the houses down on top of them. But now they got these big the helical piers screws. They like these big huge screws that they screw into the ground, and they're able to put the containers on those instead of laying down concrete, which is a hell of a lot cheaper than having to lay concrete. The containers are designed for the global shipping network. We use standard trucks to deliver them to your home, to any street in America, from lot to purchase, move in 30 days. So we say in 30 days we can do. This company can get that shit done in 30 days, right? It says the land is owned by the nigga corps, which you share, which you own a share of. You have a lifetime occupancy guarantee. The corporation pays the property tax using membership dues and business profits. Your unity share is a physical asset you can pass down to your children. Unity grid. It says so each storage container is like a power plant, and it collects energy for 1 million homes, creating a virtual power plant that could sell excess energy back to the city. So because we got so many of these and they're generating so much energy, we can actually sell electricity to the city, putting electricity in the grid, again making your living costs zero, bringing your living costs, property taxes, all that shit down to zero, because it's paying for itself. Your house is paying for itself. It's doing work. Your house is doing work, right? So now we get to the education with the workforce and the school trade alliance. right? To eliminate higher labor costs, Nigga Corps enters into a symbiotic partnership with technical schools and trade schools. Students and partners build up niggas container homes as senior projects or lab hours, hands-on credit, real-world experience in welding, electrical, plumbing, and green tech. Uh, the core sponsors the tuition for students who commit to the building program. So niggas will actually be funding students' tuition, college tuitions, who actually helping them build up their houses and stuff like that. So that's one of the things. So you can actually get college credits from actually working for niggas, right? And then it says graduates are hired by the Nigga Corps to maintain the national infrastructure of homes and businesses. So like if we sending you to school, niggas is gonna be the ones that hire you. We gonna hire you. We sent you to school. We pay for your schooling. We gonna be the ones that hire you just so you can maintain our national infrastructure. You're gonna be well paid. It says the cost of construction is reduced to only to materials only, allowing the corporation to scale housing 5 times faster than private developers. Because we're not using traditional houses, right? We're using the shipping containers to build houses. When you go buy a regular house, you're gonna spend anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000-$300,000 on a house. You're gonna be stuck in that mortgage for like 30-something fucking years. You know what I'm saying? And whatever go wrong with the house, you gotta fix it. This, that, and the other. What we saying with this right here, this is a brand new structure that ain't nobody ever lived in, and we can build it for a fraction, a fifth of the money that you was gonna spend. You was gonna spend $150,000. If we put $150,000 in containers on this land, you're gonna have a house big as a school. Your house is gonna be big as a school. Like them containers, some of them containers are cheap as like $3,000 a pop. You see what I'm saying? So it's like once you got 4 or 5 of them joints, it's already big. That's already big as far as square footage goes in a house. You know what I'm saying? So we can get you a better house than what you're living in right now. One that you ain't gotta keep constantly maintenance because it's brand new. It says so again, this is a 5-year plan. This is a 5-year liberation plan, and this is only for 1 million people. It's not for all black people. It's just for the 1 million people who got enough goddamn common sense to come into unity with each other and group their money together. They're not looking for niggas who can't afford $40 a month. If you can't afford $40 a month, this ain't you not the niggas we looking for. We looking for niggas who can invest $40 a month. So if you can't invest $40 a month, don't come here crying talking about it's $40 a month. Like we looking for niggas who want to be made niggas, want to be paid niggas. Y'all want to live free. Freedom costs. So we saying freedom for 1 million people is $40 a month. We build up $1 billion war chest to make sure that the corporation can't fail. We get the free cell phone that eliminates your cell phone bill. That's $1,200 a year that you keep in your pocket. Then after that, we open up our factories, and then we start attacking the hood. We start attacking the housing. Eliminate your housing. That's anywhere from $27,000 to $50,000 a year that you're gonna be saving, up on top of the $1,200 a year that we already saving. So you get more for your money because you're not spending. You're not spending out, and not to mention that we could subsidize your lights, your gas, your rent in your existing home because your home is now an office space. So niggas protocols. Don't survive the system, own it. The revelation, you are an economic battery. Right now, you are living subscription. You're living a subscription life. You pay retail prices for basic rights to exist. Between your phone, your rent, and your utilities, 70% of your labor is harvested by corporations before you ever even buy a loaf of bread. And like we changed the acronym, National Independent Global Group for Asset Sovereignty is an exit strategy. We are aggregating 1 million founders to create a consumer syndicate so powerful that it collapses the cost of living to zero. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we go back in, and like I said, we just reiterate this shit going back into the plan, dealing with the urban infill, how we gonna deal with the housing eliminate your housing costs, dealing with the workforce, with the trade schools, and getting the college credits for that stuff. And then, like I said, then you got the power grids from the housings. So like we got that. So we're gonna fast forward. But this 5-year freedom arc is literally sovereignty debt is erased. Like there's no debt after this. After working under this program for so long, you will only be going to work to pay that $40 a month. You will be going to work as a hobby because you don't like being bored. You know what I'm saying? Because once you ain't paying for your cell phone, and once you got your house that you don't have to pay for, you're not paying lights, you're not paying for gas, you're not paying water bills, you might have to pay a trash bill. You might have to pay a trash bill or something like that, but for the most part, it's easier for us to buy land that don't have a house on it, get a house erected on it with shipping containers, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper. Like me and Sheikh Mek was contemplating buying a house, and we was looking at the boy, and I'm just sitting there looking like, damn, 150, 200,000, 300,000. I'm just like, damn, man, we had 300,000, nigga. We could just do X, Y, Z, and it dawned on me that we really could just go buy the lot, go get a large privacy fence put around it, right? And every month we would just buy another container. They're only $3,000 a pop, right? And so by the end of the year, you would have about 6-7 containers, right? And you arrange them in a way where you have the maximum amount of space for your house. And then after that, it's about the prefabrication. If you want to bring outside people in, prefabrication.
Is it a way you can email this to me?
Oh, most definitely. And I really want you to critique it. I really want you to critique the hell out of it. Add in ideas if you think something else that can help. But I think this plan is revolutionary. I think this plan can actually work for us. Like I said, it only works for 1 million people at a time. So the idea is how many pages is it? It's about 8 pages, but it's a recap. So once you go through it, it's just gonna recap it for you again. Okay. So it's really about 4 pages.
Okay.
It's really about 4 pages. The rest of it is just a recap. But yeah, I want you to add to it and stuff. I think this is one of the most logical vehicles to create liberation. And the reason why I say that is 40 million of us, right? Or 40 to 60 million of us, or give or take. Right. That means that there only has to be 50 companies created. That means we only need 50 companies to create. Each company takes care of 1 million people. Each corporation takes care of 1 million people, and that's the only thing that corporation does. It funds that 1 million people with that group money that they keep putting in every month. It facilitates everything that they need, from food to clothing, stipends. You want vacations and shit like that. You want pilgrimages to your motherland or wherever the fuck you want. The corporation can do all of that stuff for you. You see what I'm saying? And do it at a much lower price because they're able to get wholesale prices because they buying in bulk. And you know what I'm saying? And like it weaponizes our spending power. It weaponizes our spending power into consumer blocks. There's a million consumers right here, right? And with that being said, once all 50 million, once we got all 50 corporations, then we just merge all 50 corporations into one big mega nation, one big mega company. And then we do the same thing as that mega company. So instead of a million people putting in $40, we would have each company putting in $40 million a month. If that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, nigga, yeah, like the multiplication of that shit is crazy. The multiplication of it crazy because I was even saying like the way it's set up, we could actually buy real estate in other countries and be putting our people in other countries in them compounds, big huge hotel resorts. You could live in a hotel resorts because you one of the niggas. Like the idea of the company is real simple, right? So because you a member and an investor, right? So your whole job is to go acquisition businesses. So you go look for businesses that the corporation can invest in to make money for who? You, because you're one of the 1 million members that actually one of the investors. So anytime this corporation make money, you are the recipient of the profits. The corporation only exists off of membership dues. It don't keep none of the money that it makes from its businesses because you are the business owners. The 1 million people, every dollar that is made is you own 1 millionth of that dollar. Okay. You see what I'm saying? If the company got $100 million, you own 1 millionth of that 100 million. You see what I'm saying? So like everything belongs to it, and the shit's brilliant. So the corporation can do something as simple as like I got at least 10,000 members in this little area right here from Georgia to Florida to blase. So what niggas would do is they would build a school or they would build whatever businesses or like I said, hotel resorts. If they built several hotel resorts in a well thought out strategic fashion, they could actually house those 10,000 people in hotel resorts and then still be charging regular prices. Think about this: the universities that the niggas open, right? The 1 million members, children go to those schools for free tuition. But to everybody else who don't belong to that 1 million have to pay regular school tuition. So so when those people pay, email that to me, bro. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit sick. And we came up with that because when we was pitching it to somebody else, right? And they was like, so you saying that the 1 million member is because I'm one of the 1 million member, my tuition is free. And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, I want to give my tuition to somebody else and I'll pay. And when he said that, I was like, God, well, first it touched my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even think about like something like that. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So you saying you gonna give him your privilege to have free schooling, but then you as a member, you're gonna pay regular school tuition. But the tuition that you pay to the school go back to you. Right. I said, so you would practically be going to school for free too. Right. That's But they gonna give it up to somebody else. And I'm like, but you was able to bless somebody else. Right. And I'm like, damn, that's sick. That's sick. And I'm like, bro, like this could actually be a brilliant. We just need more minds on it. It's a good setup. It's a good skeleton. We just need more minds on it to really critique that, to see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Because like I explained to people, if let's say I got 5, yeah, it's a PDF. Oh, okay. I could send it directly to your inbox. Okay. Download it straight to your phone. But yeah, when we start talking about it, like a lot of you get a lot of naysayers. A lot of people are like, nah, you can't do that. No, niggas did that. I'm like, look, we don't want to talk. We're not trying to talk to people who's scared. We don't want cowards. And if you can't generate $40 a month, we don't want you on the team either, because you're a broke boy, right? And you ain't got no hustle in you. So obviously you ain't one of us. All you gotta do is listen to what we keep saying about the Americans and the Maroons. They self-sufficient. We're looking for self-sufficient people who are hustlers and warriors. We're not looking for punks and cowards who scared and you ain't got no trust in your people. If you ain't got no trust in your people, you don't want to be amongst us, because we got trust with each other.
Yeah, if you're scared, go to church.
If you're scared, go to church, bro. And that's all I'm saying. Like, black liberation, bro, is going. Yeah, you're gonna have to step out there on faith. But we tell everybody, like, listen, the one thing that's missing in the African American community is trust. Our communal bonds have been broken, so we don't trust each other. The only way to gain trust is by giving trust. You have to give trust in order to know if you can trust a motherfucker again.
That's true.
For example, if your child did something that you don't like, right, you would put the child on punishment right now. So right now, all of our leaders are on punishment. Why? Because y'all have shown that y'all some turncoats and yellow bellies, and y'all niggas won't do right. So we don't trust y'all, right? So they're on punishment. We won't fund them. We don't support them. Right, the Black nationalist organizations ain't getting funded properly. No, you got low membership ratings. Like, you see what I'm saying? They're on punishment, right? And I'm saying the only way to fix this shit is by nationally Black people picking one of these organizations. Let's pick one. Let's say the UNIA. Let's take the UNIA. I like the UNIA. I think the UNIA is the least abrasive of all the organizations. It's not religious based. They're not pushing religion on you, right? So you don't have to become a Muslim. You don't have to become a Christian. You could be a Christian. You could be a Muslim. You could be an atheist. You could be either one of the motherfuckers. It don't matter. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying that we should choose one nationalist organization and put our trust into that nationalist organization, fund it and support it on a national basis, on a patriotic level, where we're being patriotic about it. You understand what I'm saying? And once you become patriotic about it, it's going to galvanize the people. But that's the only way to build trust, is by giving trust. You have to give trust in order to know that the person's trustworthy. That's the only way to know. I got to give you something to test your trust. If I don't have nothing no weight to press up against it, if I don't have nothing to test it by, if I could say, you got a track history of letting the people down, right? You got a track history of letting the people down. We don't trust you. The only way for you to gain trust is by showing the exact opposite of what you've done to lose the trust. That's it. That's it. That's the only way you can do it. That's the only way you can do it, man. It don't work no other way. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring it up to the brother. Want him to get a glimpse of that. Maybe he come back, maybe not. I mean, his phone might have died or something like that. I'm gonna go back to the